Hello and welcome back to another video. This is what I got up to on my bank holiday. I did not go on a mad sesh with the lads. I stayed in my garden and I stripped rust from the fuel tank on my E28. Also been prepping, as you can see, the axle supports, the fuel pump and fuel filter. It's wet here. Luckily that's not leaking petrol. That is simply just where we washed it, because around here quite a lot of mud had built up. You can see how quite deeply pitted the material is. Have a look at the underside. Considering this is the side that was actually faced a road, I think it's fared pretty well. It's cleaned up quite nice. The metal wasn't as pitted on this side. I used poly abrasive discs, wire wheel and a cupped wheel on a drill, as well as on a grinder to clean it up, and it's come up pretty well. Another thing that I had to deal with was the exhaust heat shield. Now that looks like it was galvanised. You can see there I've cleaned up quite a bit of it, but unfortunately no, it's 30 odd years old on the underside as well. Look, you see I've cleaned quite a lot of that up. I did cheat with that. I have used rust converter once I've got it to a nice smooth way, because I just couldn't get using the cup wheel on a disc. It wasn't enough to actually really get in. But as you can see, these poly abrasive discs or clean and strip discs are amazing. I recommend, if you're going to be stripping any kind of rust, get one. We'll have another nosy at the top now. As you can see, I really got in there with the old wire wheels and the clean and strip disc. It seemed to get a bit of a hold in that little corner, so I really wanted to get that all cleaned out. Unfortunately, there were a few holes. Some would say it's a bodge. I would call it, I don't want to weld a fuel tank with vapours in. That was fixed using some epoxy type putty, but it seems to be holding pretty well. And with the magic of editing, you can see we've got it in our first coat. This is, I'll probably put it on a bit too thick. I don't know. We'll have to see what it comes out like. I've put another layer on and it seems to have flowed really nicely. It is a very thick paint. As you can see, it's the Epoxy Mastic 121. That is available from rust.co.uk. They are a fantastic company. They're really helpful, great guys. I'll put a link to them in the description. They're finally in paint, aerosol admittedly, but you work with you got. That's the exhaust heat shield. That's been done with a nice high temperature paint, and a final shot of the top of the fuel tank painted in its first coat. So if you found any of this in any way, shape or form interesting, then I'd absolutely be buzzing if you hit the subscribe button and gave the video a like. I'm always keen to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what direction you'd like to see the channel going, what kind of things you'd like me to do in. Would you actually like to see some DIY videos? Are you happy with just the updates? I've got a Facebook page, an Instagram page and a Twitter page. Look, they don't look too bad, do they, for something that's just been painted with a can. They've come out really, really nice. I think that's because I let everything cure. But anyway, thank you so much, and thanks for watching.